Hey guys, how's it going? Alan here, ready for the first weekly rundown. I'm going to be doing one of these every Sunday where I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some things I've seen in the news, some things I've been doing, and just anything that's interested me that I think might interest you. I've literally just got back from running the British 10K. We were hoping to do under an hour. My personal best from training has been 56 minutes, but what I didn't really taken into account was the idea that we'd be running it in costumes. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. We finished in 1 hour and 40 seconds. So I'm pretty sure that's my fault because I should have, because I kept stopping to, well, not stopping, but slowing down to film things. And we were running it for the amazing charity Special Effects. If you don't know who these guys are, what they do is help pay for children with disabilities and, oh, sorry, I say children, adults and children with disabilities to enjoy games like a lot of us get to, just, you know, without thinking about it. These guys go out and they specifically engineer gaming devices for children and adults to be able to play the games that they enjoy. Anyway, they're amazing guys. I'll stick a link down below. Anything you can do to support them would be massively appreciated, I am sure. The guys there really appreciate every bit of help that they can get. Next thing we're going to talk about is a little known game. It's only had a couple of people playing it, only like 4 million sales so far, and that's PlayerUnknowns Battlegrounds. If you don't know what it is, you probably have been living under a rock or something. You all get dropped onto an island, jump out of a plane, go around, pick up weapons from the buildings, find vehicles, and just blow the shit out of everybody. Last one alive wins, and apparently you win a winner chicken dinner. Anyway, the reason we're talking about PlayerUnknowns Battlegrounds is they've just opened a new studio in Madison, Wisconsin. I think that's the right place. Let me have a look. That is the right place. Yeah, they've just opened a new dev studio working on more and more updates for the game, and they have just shown the first couple of screenshots of their new map, which is a desert-based map. And people have been picking up on the fact that in those screenshots you can see some like bicycles and a train, and they're hoping you might get to drive those. I'm not so sure about the train. That feels, it would be awesome, don't get me wrong, but it feels like it might be a little bit of a stretch. It might be like some of the planes that you see at the trashed old airfield in the first map. I'm not expecting to see trains flying up and down the map, but I hope they'll prove me wrong because that would be amazing fun. That was just a small update. This week I've been pretty busy. I say busy. I've been to the cinema to see a couple of films, so I mean that shows how busy I am. It's not that busy. But I want to talk a little bit about those films. And the first one is Baby Driver, the new film from Edgar Wright. I'm sure you've heard about this film. People are talking about it all over the place. Edgar Wright, the guy who brought us Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim, back with probably the most stylish film I've seen in absolute years. Like, the style coming off of this film is absolutely amazing. There's literally music running throughout the entire film. So to give you the quick breakdown without really going into any spoiler territory, Baby, the main character, is a young lad. He's a getaway driver for bank heists. And this guy's the best of the best. When he's behind the wheel, you know that you're in safe hands. So just get in, get the job done, get in the car, and he'll get you to safety. Now, I don't really want to spoil any more of the film because this really is best to go in knowing that much. I mean, that's what you can get from the trailer. You'll also probably get an idea that the film is very musical. So the whole film is basically set to the soundtrack of his life. And not just is he listening to this music all the time, but things throughout the film are hitting the beats. Like whenever someone's firing a gun, those gunshots are on the beat. People slamming car doors on the beat. It's an awesome film. Definitely go and check it out. The only negative I'd say about the film is it's maybe a little long on the back end. It's not a huge thing by any stretch of the imagination. I just think I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a guy and he probably comes back like, he's a bit like the Terminator. This guy is fucking relentless. And so he maybe comes back a little bit too much for my liking. But anyway, go watch the film. You will enjoy it. I guarantee it. And the next film that I went to watch is the new Spider-Man, Spider-Man Homecoming. I was really pleasantly surprised by Spider-Man Homecoming. Like, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, actually. Like, I haven't laughed that much during a Marvel film for quite a long time. Probably not actually since, say, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Tom Holland does a great job as Spider-Man. Like, he really does embody the character well. Like, it really shows the geeky side of Spider-Man, which isn't something that we really saw before. Like, Tobey Maguire films, it very quickly passed by him being at high school and went on to him being a college and adult very quickly. In this one, this is proper high school focus. Like, he's playing a 15-year-old in this film, and he does the role perfectly. Like, Tom Holland is a brilliant Spider-Man. He was great in Captain America, and he's really good in this one too. And there's actually one bit, it's not a huge spoiler, so I am going to tell you about it. There's just one bit that perfectly captures kids for me. So there's one part where he's walking into a room, and instead of waving, his friend goes, and I'm like, that is exactly how, as a kid, I would have greeted my friends, and it's pretty much how I still greet my friends now. That bit made me piss myself. Like, that was probably one of my favourite bits, just because it was so true to life. So something that Marvel films have always suffered from, let's be honest, they have crap villains. If you're not Loki, you're probably shit. But this one, Michael Keaton as the Vulture did a wicked job, like really good. The fact they actually gave the character some depth, I would have liked to have seen more from him. That's the only negative I would say on that side of things. One thing I do want to say about this film though is do be prepared for some changes in the Peter Parker origin story. I don't want to give any spoilers, but there are definitely some changes here. So if you're somebody who really just cannot handle that kind of stuff, this probably isn't going to be the film for you. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, do be prepared for some of them. But this is my biggest issue with Spider-Man Homecoming. It made me question my own mortality, because I actually found myself thinking, Aunt May's the hottest character in this film, which, as a comic book reader as a kid, makes me realise that, am I getting old? Like, you know, the earlier films you'd be like, oh yeah, MJ, yeah, she's hot. Or Gwen, oh yeah, Gwen, she's hot. Aunt May? Aunt May's an old lady. But yeah, it made me think, shit, I am getting old. And it was always weird, wasn't it, that why was Peter Parker's, I mean, I know these things happen, but why was Peter Parker's aunt so goddamn old? Like, it should have been Nanny May. Like, damn, the lad was 15 and she was like fucking 90. I'm concerned that give it like a few more years that I might slap on a Harry Potter movie, and instead of thinking that Emma Watson's attractive, in the latter Harry Potter movies, not the first ones, like the latter, I'm just going to say, in like the last, I'm going to say last one, because I don't know, I don't know if I'm brave enough to say last two, but definitely in the last Harry Potter film, you're like, oh yeah, Emma Watson. I'm worried I'm going to go back and think Maggie Smith. Like, I'm going to be like, McGonagall, I'd hit that. Like, I'm scared, and I'm blaming you, Spider-Man Homecoming. This is your fault. You've done this to me. The only thing I'll accept is the fact that in the film they make a whole big fact of the fact. A whole big fact of the fact. A whole big thing of the fact that he has an attractive aunt. So yeah, I'm hoping it's not that bad, and I'm not thinking about bashing up McGonagall soon. Not in a, like, way. So something I want to talk about, which is just a bit of fun. I saw it online today and I was like, oh, I would have loved that as a kid, and I'd probably still love it now. Is Recoil, a new take on laser tag. You know, used to go into like dark rooms with neon paint, all a bit of a rave, just shooting your mates, and sometimes you go up to them and just hold the gun on and be like, got you, and then you get thrown out for being a little shit. Anyway, Recoil is a new take on laser tag, and it looks wicked. The only one I ever remember owning at home, you always hoped when I was a kid that they'd be wicked, but I had this one made by Sega, or I think it was made by Sega, and I'm going to say Bandai, but I might be wrong, where you had these blue straps that went around your head. You had this stupid thing that went over your eye. It had your health up here, and it reflected it down so you could see it in this eye thing. It's meant to be really cool, and a blue gun. The blue gun had shit range, and just be like, and couldn't hit anything with it. You were lucky if you got your mate. This looks like what I always wanted that to be. The idea of this recoil thing is you've got, so in the starter set, from what I can see, you get 2 pistols, and you get this base station, which is like a little router thing. You get your gun, you get your pistol, you put your phone on the side of it, and then it gives you missions. So you have one team over there, I've got my team. You can have up to 16 people playing it, from what I understand. The guns have talkback in them, so you can talk to your team by plugging some headphones in. They've got recoil. You can also go and buy a rifle, which is an additional purchase. It doesn't come in the starter pack. And grenades. You can actually get grenades which you can chuck at your mate. I mean, I don't know how, I'm assuming those things have got to be super, super durable, because otherwise you'll smash them up in no time at all. But yeah, this is the kind of thing when I was a kid I would have loved to have had, and I'd quite like to still have a go now. I'm hoping, like, when this channel gets bigger, I can convince these guys from Recoil to send me some so I can play. From what I can see, it looks like a starter pack is going to be starting at $130, which is quite expensive, but like I say, it looks sweet. You get 2 pistols, the base station. The only concern I have there is $130. It's quite pricey for something that is literally a one-on-one game at that point. So you really need to be convincing your friends to get some. The rifle is going to be another $80, but from what I can see, if Jimmy's got the rifle and you've got the pistol, you're up shit creek. That thing's faster, got better range, got better firepower. Like, he has in-app purchased you to death. Like, he's just blown the shit out of you. But it looks good fun. Definitely worth checking out if you're a kid. I'll put the video in here. And you know what the really weird thing was? So that the way I found out about this was I was watching a little video that was, it wasn't a trailer, it was like a breakdown of the video. Like, hey, the pistol does this, the rifle does this, get a grenade, get to the ammo crate. Then, that's all fair enough. There's this guy who's plugging it all, being like a drill sergeant. I'll put the video up. You've probably seen it by this point. He's walking around with this gun, being Billy Big Bollocks, trying to be funny. And then, right at the end, Michael Madsen pops up. And I'm like, is that Michael Madsen? Anyway, we're moving on, getting past me talking about laser tag. On to the last thing I want to talk about, which is my random question of the week. Now, the idea behind this is the fact that getting through the working day, me and my good friend Tobias have a tendency to ask anyone that will listen to us random questions every day. Most of them I can't probably repeat on here, they're too foul. But I thought I might start throwing some of them out to you. So, this week's random question, and I'd love to see you put them down in the comments below, is if you had to get beaten up by Johnny Depp in character as one of his characters, who would it be and why? And just to clarify, this is him beating you up. Like, you can hold your own a bit, but by the end of the fight, he is going to have kicked your ass. So I'd like to know, who would you choose and why? Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I think I've gone on for long enough now, so I'll be back next Sunday with another one of these updates. And throughout the week, I should have probably another gameplay video out and an update on the British 10K. If you've enjoyed it, please, please, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Have a good week, guys.